Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Today I'm here for my 2-year lock update. Before we start, I just thought that we should all take a second to reminisce. Just to compare, this is what my hair looked like on day 1 of my Microlocs installation. Then 12 months or 1 year. And now here at 2 years. I asked y'all to ask me some questions. Some people sent their questions in on Instagram, and then some of you sent them in through the YouTube community tab. I just want to thank everyone that sent in a question. Hopefully I get to answer all of them today. If you haven't seen my last video, I would really suggest that you watch that video first. I'll have that video linked in the iCards. That's it for the intro. Let's go ahead and move on to the questions that y'all asked for my 2-year lock update. Okay, by the way, just a little side note, this is what my hair looks like when it hasn't been styled or anything. And also I got my hair wet today. Normally I always do braid outs, but I thought that I would just come on without my hair done, without it done. I mean, it's kind of always done, but you know what I mean, right? Basically, I didn't style my hair before this video. That's what I was trying to say this whole time. Okay, anyways, moving on to the questions. What advice would you give locked newbies? Enjoy the moment that you're in, because sometimes I look back on my installation video and I'm just like, wow, I miss my hair when it was back in that stage. Don't wish that you were somewhere else. Just be happy with where you are now, because time really does fly. If you started your locks with 2-strand twists, I would say to do a lot of set styles like twist outs, braid outs, like curler sets, just anything that'll keep your locks compressed, because in my opinion your locks are the most vulnerable at that stage to like unraveling and stuff. So doing a lot of set styles will help keep your hair compressed. So I've actually been getting a lot of questions on dyeing my locks. A lot of you have been asking me, am I gonna dye my locks, or when will I dye my locks? I want to dye my hair, I really do, but I'm scared. And the reason why is because the color that I want, which is like a brown color, I feel like I'm definitely gonna have to use bleach. And if I ever dye my hair, I most likely would do it here by myself. I'm just really terrified that my locks are gonna snap off, because those of y'all who have dyed your locks, y'all have been giving me advice saying, look, don't use this, don't use that, you know, my locks broke off, and I don't like hearing that. I don't like that. So I definitely want to dye my hair. I'm just trying to figure out like if there's any possible other method that I can use except for using bleach. I know that I would want like a light brown color. I don't know if I want ombre or if I want just like the whole thing done. I feel like if I dye my whole head brown though, it would be a lot to try to upkeep the roots. So I don't know. Dyeing my hair is definitely on the table, but I'm scared though. How do you keep them free flowing and soft appearing? Okay, so they asked multiple questions, so let's just go with the first one for right now. How do you keep them free flowing and soft appearing? Do you add moisture? Yes, I do. I have been taking better care of myself recently. Now I have a strict hair care routine. I actually have a video on that, so I'll have it linked in the eye. But basically, I do my entire hair care routine at least 3 times a week. I have actual set days now that I actually strictly follow so that I can make sure that I'm taking care of my hair. And I have to be honest, I have noticed a difference just with the way that my hair feels. It just feels really nice. Have I ever made an instant lock? Would interlocking completely be considered an instant lock? The videos that I've seen that made like instant locks, they used like Kanekalon hair, the hair that you would use for like the Marley twist. No, I haven't ever done that, but if we're considering interlocking to be an instant lock, then yes, I have done that with one of my really short ones up here. This little lock right here, I didn't want to add it to another lock because I didn't want it to be too big, so I just made its own, even though it's like a really small amount of hair. Has your hair started to lock up some more, and if not, what do you think is hindering the progress? I understand that this is a sensitive topic for you though. Thank you for your concern, because at one point in time, it really was a sensitive topic for me. I had the expectation that my locks would be further along than what it is now. And I used to be like in my feelings about it a little bit, but now I'm not, so it's fine. I feel like my hair has been locking at a steady rate. I haven't really done anything or noticed that it was locking up faster or anything like that. but I do know that I am sort of kind of hindering the lock process because I keep on breaking the buds off of the end of my locks. Lately I have been really messing with my ends like this, and I know it's really not a cute habit, but I've been working on it, and I've just started doing it recently. I don't remember ever having a serious problem with my hands and my hair all the time, but lately I have. And so what I'll do is, there's like a little bud like this. The bud isn't completely formed yet, but you know, it's forming. And I don't know, I just get so tempted to just mess with it like this, and then it just snaps off. I have definitely been disturbing the lock process lately, but I need to stop. I'm working on it. Whenever I find myself tempted to mess with the ends of my hair, I just put it back in a bun, or I put it in a ponytail or something, just to get it off of my shoulders, because like just seeing the little bouncy ends like this, I just want to mess with it. But I'm gonna stop. Are you happy with your lock size? I am now. Before I started my lock journey, I really had my heart set on traditional size locks, more so on the medium to small side. But what happened was I got scared that my edges would fall out, because just that twisting motion and palm rolling would eventually just make my edges really weak. And I know that a lot of people actually think that micro locks and sister locks will make your edges really weak, but I don't think that's the case. At least not for me. I haven't experienced any edges falling out or anything like that. I'm not really sure why people think that sister locks and micro locks will take your edges out. If you have any idea on why people think that, leave it in the comments. Since you stopped braiding and banding, is your hair marrying together after washes at all? I feel like I have experienced less marrying at the root since I stopped braiding and banding, because normally I want a style for the next day, so that forces me to just go in and like pop my locks, and to just go in and individually comb through it at the roots like this. But whenever I was braiding my hair, I didn't really feel inclined to take the braids out, comb through it from the root to the ends, because my hair was already braided, and honestly that just made me lazier. So I would just leave it, and sometimes I wouldn't even moisturize it. So I feel like I have been more attentive with my hair care since I stopped braiding and banding. Is your scalp dry sometimes, and if so, what products do you use? Since I have started my hair care routine, I haven't really been experiencing dry scalp as much. This is the product that I use all the time on my scalp. It's the Premium Hair Growth Oil from Candy Sweets Beauty. I have this product in her Instagram account linked down below. I'm almost done with it. I'm gonna have to order a new one soon. I absolutely love this, and it has the little dropper, so I just kind of go in and part my hair and massage it in, and I do this at least 3 times a week. Since I've been doing it more frequently, I haven't really experienced any dry scalp. Have any of your friends considered the lock life as a result of me? No, I don't think they're interested in locks at all. Hair just isn't really a big topic amongst us. One of my friends, she likes to wear her hair straight all the time, so I don't think she's gonna be locking anytime soon. And then my other friend has a TWA. She hasn't really been talking about getting locked soon either. They're just kind of doing their own thing. I have influenced some of my family members, but not my friends. Do you notice any heaviness as you gain length? No, I have not noticed any heaviness. Have you done an ACV rinse? No, I have actually never done an apple cider vinegar rinse. I've never really felt the need to. Can you go over how you parted your edges? I'm afraid to go with small around the perimeter of my head and hairline. Honestly, my smallest locks are around my edges. But if you feel like your edges are a problem area for you, then maybe go a little bit bigger. Are any of your locks completely locked? I want to see Stringbean's progress. I can't believe you remember that name. I don't even know where Stringbean is, girl. I think it was on this side. I have not seen Stringbean in a while, so I think that she's doing okay. Have you ever considered taking them down? On one very sad day, I did consider taking them down, but then I quickly remembered how much effort and work it was going to take for me to keep up with my loose natural hair, and I quickly changed my mind. When I was thinking about combining my locks, I was kind of low-key thinking about like taking them down, because at that stage in my lock journey, I was really sad that my locks weren't further along in the process. I just want to let everybody know don't have any expectations at all. Then you won't be disappointed. So I think that my expectations kind of had me doubting my lock journey at one point, but I have just learned to just take it day by day, just to leave it alone, live life, let it be, and it'll be fine. Did you ever get your grandma to agree to show her locks? Y'all, she doesn't know what she wants to do. On one day, her locks will be looking popping, fresh braid out, fresh retie, and she'll be like, yeah, I want to show them what my hair looks like. And then the next day, she'll be like, no, I don't want to show them. I don't know, she's just all over the place. I am actively trying, without getting on her nerves, about coming onto my channel. Okay, now I'm going to move on to a couple of questions that I got from Instagram. At what stage did you see the most growth or changes in your lock? I feel like around the 6-month mark, I started to notice big changes, like the size of my locks, the way that it felt different. After the 6-month mark, I feel like it's just been a steady ride. Advice for anybody that hasn't started their locks yet: I do have a video on things to know before you start locks. So I'll have that video linked in the iCards up here. Feel free to look at that video if you are thinking about starting locks. Is this still the best hair decision you've ever made? Overall, yes, this is still the best hair decision that I've ever made. If I didn't start my lock journey, my hair would be busted and disgusted right now. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. The amount of time that it would take daily and weekly to get my hair to look good was actually ridiculous. I'm glad that I'm not back to those days. Okay, you guys, so now I just kind of want to show y'all like the thickness of my hair, I guess. I still have not finished retightening the back of my head. Just looking at the thickness of my hair and where it's at now versus when I first started. If you would like to look into some of my problematic locks and just the struggles that I've been having, like as far as holes and knots and like breakage, I guess, I would really recommend that y'all check out my last video where I answered some of y'all's very frequently asked questions. Those are all the questions that I'm going to answer for this video. Of course, if you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below and I will get to them. If you have any videos that you want to see from me, feel free to leave those in the comments down below too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to y'all in my next video, and I'm out.
If you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it.